This is a generator that someone had given me, and the inside of the fuel tank was just completely gunked with old gas, shellacked, hardened, stuck to the sides. I wasn't sure how I was going to get it out, so had to do some thinking here. Uh, it's a nice generator, two duplex receptacles, a single 240 volt receptacle, and a voltage gauge as well as electric start also. So to look inside the tank, I made use of an old webcam I had laying around the house. Uh, Knocked the pin out of it so I could separate the holder from the webcam, and then after I did that, I took a coat hanger and made a holder for the webcam also, so I could get it down to inside the gas tank. Here you can see, looking that they have the coat hanger on the webcam. I also and hooked it up to my laptop so I could see in real time what the inside of the tank looked like. I also made a holder for a small LED light to look inside of the tank. So, and look at the fuel on the inside of the tank here. Look how it's caked to the sides. A lot of people say you could use chemical, but there wasn't any chemical that was going to do this. Some people say you can use bolts, put it in, shake it around, but it's a heavy tank. It's a 7-gallon tank, and to put bolts in there, it would have to be a lot. You'd have to have the right chemical. You'd probably be shaking forever trying to do something like that. But look how thick it is on the sides. So anyway, I decided the best thing to do was to try to buy a special attachment, a 90-degree attachment for my pressure washer to see if I couldn't blast it off the sides. And so that's what I did. I think it was about $8 on Amazon, maybe. Look at how bad it is looking in through the fill hole. So here's one more shot of it on the side. I actually had a little automotive light that I used, as well as the little LED light to look around, and that's what you see right here. But look how thick it is on the side. This is the 90-degree adapter I bought for my pressure washer. Worked real well. Real happy with it. For $8 or $10. I think it was $8. It was my pressure washer with the assorted nozzles. So you want to make sure that when you do wash it, you try to just hit every possible angle you can. I use the highest possible pressure head, as well as the next one down, which actually fanned the spray out a little bit more. You can do the corners, do the bottom, try to get the top, but the trick is to try to get it in every possible angle you can to blow as much stuff off the side of the tank as you can. After every subsequent vinegar, I would fill it with vinegar to get the rust off the tank if there was any on the inside, and then I would pressure wash it. I would dump it, and I would repeat that. So it took a few times, a couple of days to do that, but just be patient with it and follow this procedure. And I think the inside of your tank, if you have this same situation, will probably end up working out for you, and you won't have to buy a new tank. Didn't want to buy a new tank and have to retrofit it. This one fit the frame perfect. So as you can see here, here's a video of, you can see the trails of the pressure washer in the varnish and shellac on the side of the tank. You can see how it started to get more clean with each time you blast it. In this video here, there's still a lot of surface stuff, a lot of rust still, but you can see it in the seams. You still see some of the almost like liquid on the bottom somewhat, but look at that's the fuel opening right there. It's kind of dirty. And I just panned around the inside of the tank to be able to see what I needed to blast or where to blast. But pretty much you just aim it in every direction using the different heads. Like I said, the highest pressure ones are best. And here you can see some still photos I took using the webcam, and you can see how everything is starting to get better and better as you go along. And another thing also is the more you blast, there's the outlet. Look how much cleaner that is. The more that you do blast, uh, the more reflection you get that lets you see the inside of the tank better. Uh, I had to make a plug to seal the top of the tank. Here you can see where I have my flexible tool, and right there on the right on the end of it, a plug I made to pull up through so I could seal the vent hole. And I did this to make plugs. And here it is. Here you tighten the bolt down, it seals the opening. And here's one I did for where the fuel gauge went. And I did this so I could invert the tank and do a vinegar soak. I made a gasket for the fuel cap, and everything sealed up. I put the vinegar in, inverted it, and it held vinegar. And here you see, again, you see the trails from the pressure blaster, making the tank get better and better each time. And as you see this series of photos, you'll see how it gradually gets better and better. And this is in between subsequent soaks. Look at that. Look how much cleaner that is. That's, starting to really take shape. It's still a little tiny bit of rust on the sides. And then with more, but like I said, with subsequent soaks, it gets better. You pressure wash it, you soak it, you pressure wash it. All told, maybe I used 5 gallons of vinegar or something like that at different times, not all at once. Look how clean that is. Really starting to look good. Little surface rust, but it's not the flaky kind of rust that's going to clog anything up. And that's what the filter's for anyway, so I'll keep my eye on that. And really looking good. Here's a video of the inside. And I pan around the sides. Again, some of that surface rust is really nothing to worry about. That's the top of the tank. But look how nice that turned out in comparison to how bad it was to begin with. And again, it's kind of a little bit perplexed at first on how to handle this, but I'm glad it turned out as well as it did at one time. And you don't want to leave the vinegar in too long either, because it can actually make the tank rust. And I did that once and wasn't happy with it, and then I did a subsequent soak and actually took care of it. But you be careful of that. But use the vinegar, use the pressure washer, and look how nice that is compared to what some of the earlier photos were that you saw with the caked on gas and the old gas shellac. So pretty happy. Didn't want to buy a new tank and have to retrofit it for something that's just going to sit probably for years. I'll put a rust preventative inside of this tank. Look, there's the opening. Look how much better that is. And runs like a champ. Haven't mounted the tank just yet in this video, but has a gauge showing the voltages. Here we are. It's running. I haven't put the air cleaner on yet. I'll mount the tank here shortly. But runs good. Free generator that will come in handy if you ever lose power. Duplex receptacles. Got a voltage gauge. I hope this helped you if you have the same issue. Take care, my friends.